What up, y'all? We got episode 17, Lawrencevillain Podcast. I know people are like, oh, it's been a minute. Yeah. Sorry. It's called being tired, mixed with not applying yourself. When you do those things, not a lot could get accomplished, you know what I'm saying? And then you be trying to, do other shit, like entertain females and shit, you know what I'm saying? But I'm here. I'm back. I'm focused. I'm about to be doing what I need to be doing and shit. So I was like, fuck it, man. Let me just get my little 30 minutes in. Now, if some more shit happens, cool. If not, whatever. I did my 30. I did my due diligence. I tried. Isn't that what you tell the kids? Try. Look at my cup disappearing on camera. How do I, you know what? How about that? Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's disappearing a little. I don't even give a fuck. Just a nigga out here trying. Damn. But I'm gonna get it. I got some shit I want to talk about, though. Real quick. Not major, though, but, it is what it is. Actually, I'm gonna smoke, too. That stimulates my mind. Well, while I get the juices flowing, might as well just talk about today. Got pulled over. That sucked. On my way to work. Talk about I was doing an 85 and a 70. I was like, yo, every time I'm speeding or getting pulled over, how come I'm always doing a number that ends in 5 or 10 over? I'm never doing like 3 over, 8 over, 7 over. It's always something that ends with a 0 or a 5 over. Even though I know that much, I'm gonna plead guilty. Even though I kind of was speeding, but not really. And it was like a group of us. Like, we were speeding. Like, you can't just pull over. We should have Fast and Furious. They didn't look out for me. They should have did some Fast and Furious shit. Even though none of us knew each other. But in Fast and Furious, somehow they always make it happen. The family. I ain't even talking about them. I'm talking about the civilians. They always get the fuck out their way. You know what I'm saying? So they can run from the police and shit. The civilians are in on it too. That's what they taught you in Fast and Furious 2. Everybody is a Fast and Furious driver. They're like the people in the games. NPCs. The non-playable characters. I should have just said that first, because now I just stuttered on NPC. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, so, but I'm also sitting there like, yo, there was an 18-wheeler in front of me, and I was in the far left lane. Like, how'd he not get pulled over? And then the cop pulled me over, like, 4 miles after when I seen him, because I seen him. And I was like, oh, fuck it. I hit my brakes a little. I was like, no, I'm good. Like, we're all here. And then I'm like, oh, he's not budging. He budged. Yep. Yeah, he budged, though. But it's all good. So, boom, I got pulled over. That was gay. I didn't care for that. Brought that attitude to work. Then I go to the gas station, you know what I'm saying? Get ready to start my day after, getting pulled over this and third. Go to the gas station, grab my little 2 items. And I'm like, oh, snap, I need a drink. So I set my 2 items on the counter, and I grab my drink, right? Then I go to the back of the line. The cashier's like, hey, guy, you know what I'm saying? You. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yo, come on, I got you up here. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Because when I set it down, nobody was there. And after I got my drink, there was a line. Set it down. I was like, oh, thanks, appreciate it. Got my cigars and shit. The next cashier, this guy's running all the cashiers. He's doing that shit. So he's like, oh, next guy. Guy comes up. He's like, hey, I don't think because he set his stuff down, he should have been able to cut the line. No, I'm just grabbing my shit and stuff. And I look at the cashier guy. And the cashier guy looks at me. He's like, nah, you're good. I was like, oh, I know I'm good. Like, what the? I was like, what? But that cop pulled me over, so I was like, man, fuck all this shit. Which I'm kind of glad, because I would have cussed that nigga out. Like, yo, what's your fucking problem, man? I went to the back. He let me go, man. Why are you tripping? You wouldn't be mad if he did that to you? But I was like, nah, we're good. Fuck this guy. My day already started shitty, and I ain't got time for it to get worse. Not to mention, I was already rung out, so I'm like, I really don't care. Yeah, so that happened. What else happened? Gotta read y'all this message that happened the other day. You know what I'm saying? When you got a busy schedule, you look to these apps to talk to bitches sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Try to get some shit set up for when you get off. So as I do, return to these apps. I got, and you know, you go to match with someone and they fucking match you back, but the people you really want to match you back, they never match you back though. Y'all know it. Hoes, y'all know it too. Y'all could be like, yeah, I get a lot of matches. Not what you want though. You don't get what you want. Here we go. So let me paint the picture, right? So this girl's got all these horror pictures, as they do. But one of her pictures is like in the Incredible suit. I guess she's trying to be like Mrs. Incredible, which she's not. Okay, she didn't have that ass. Let's keep it real. Miss Incredible got that ass. I ain't gonna say what I was finna say, but y'all get it. Y'all get it. So I comment on that shit. I'm like, oh man, yeah, like, I wish I should have seen you in that. And she's like, oh really? I was like, what a jump off. You replied to that. Because mind you, sometimes at night when you're just drunk, you kind of just be. Your yeses or your yes net is a lot bigger than it is when you're sober. You know what I'm saying? So. Anyways. So we're, you know what I'm saying, we're messaging and stuff, this, that, and third, and like she's talking about, like, oh, I see you got a kid, this, and that. I'm like, oh yeah, she's doing all that. I'm like, oh, you got a kid, great, whatever. Yeah, they should play sometime. So my kid can entertain your kid while I'm drilling your guts. So then it gets here. Start saying some shit. So I was like, anyway. I was like, oh, so how was your day? She was like, it was good. I went to church with my family. Now, I don't know why whores always do this dumb shit. They always bring up church. It's like any girl that brings up church is the whoriest of the whore. Because they don't go, but in their mind, they think, like, if I say this, he'll think I have morals. When, mind you, this girl has no morals. Her picture, her page, you know what I'm saying? It's moralless. So, I was like, I didn't want to say all that. So I just tried to pretend like it was cool. Like, oh, great. Yeah. Because I don't know if y'all know. When people say they hate church, especially if you're black, you like church. If you're a black Christian, I don't really like you, nor do I trust you. I could be cool with you. And if you're cool, whatever. But stop. Black Christians always try to impose their will. I'm sure the other ones do, but they don't approach me because I'm black. Vicious circle here. I was like, yo, that's nice. I'm not a church man. But my mom and brother are. You know, let it know. I'm not with it, but the family was. This bitch says, mind you, I guess the way I feel. Because she wasn't like, she was beneath me. And many bitches are too. I don't want bitches to hear this and be like, I'm like, nah, you're beneath me too. This bitch said, well, it was nice talking to you. Mind you, like I said, like I'm drunk and shit. So, like I'm down for all the chumping off bitches. That happens when I'm drunk and shit. I was like, because I'm not a church man, like, doesn't matter if I'm a good man, like, because I'm not a church man. And then this is where we get into it, because girls are so dumb. They got to back up their dumb statements so they don't seem dumb, all while looking dumb. She's like, worship is really important to me. No, it's not. I grew up in the church. I am a preacher's kid. No, you're not. So I don't think we would get along really well if you are against church. if you are against church, I don't think we'll get along well if you're against church. This is what the bitch said to me. I never said I was against church. So I was like, yeah, I didn't say I was against church. I said I don't go to church. And that's an example of why. I said it was nice you go to church and I don't. Then you prejudge me and dismiss me. You know what I'm saying? That's setting the tone because I'm pissed. Then I drink some more and I'm like, oh, fuck this bitch. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you're looking at me one way because I don't go to church, but you do go to church. I was like, you go to church, you desecrated your body with piercings and tattoos. You have pictures online showing cleavage and your booty facing the camera and shit. And you're unmarried with a child. I was like, I never looked at you once negatively. Because I'm trying to get this pussy. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I was married, sir. It would make a difference. It wouldn't make a difference if you... This is some hoe shit. This is thought brain working right here. What I'm finna say. This is thoughting. This was live thoughting. I seen the bubbles and everything. I got to see the live thought brain work. And this is what it came up with. It wouldn't... Sorry. It said, look, I can't read. I'm Floyd Mayweather. I was married, sir. That was one. And then she said, it wouldn't make a difference if you did judge me on how I look. You can't judge a book by its colors. Bro. Not its cover. You can't judge a book by its cover. You can't judge a book by its colors. And that's your response to everything I said? But meanwhile, you're judging me? You know what I'm saying? Then... I was like, but you can judge it because someone doesn't go to church. Then I was like, yo, isn't like he without sin supposed to cast the stone? Like what are you doing right now? Like this is why I don't go to church. You're churching me. And then I was like, even if you were married, you swore to God to stay with that guy till death do you part. Now this is where, see this that Patrice shit. This is where I'm feeling like now she wants to talk. But I'm like, nah, this talking shit is over, bitch. You know what I'm saying? There's no way you have a chance with me ever. You never had one like that, but you could have at least got smashed. Now you get nothing but vitriol and hate. And what's that shit they say about the neighborhoods? You get dilapidation, bitch. This is what you get from me, bitch. So I'm like, yo, she's like, please understand, everyone has a story. It's not my fault. I married a gay man. There's nothing I can do about that. This bitch can't type. I'm over here tripping like maybe I'm drunken. Her typing sucks. There's nothing I could do about that. And the Bible also gives reason for divorce. And she was like, he was gay. Of course he was. Yeah. Of course he was. No, the fuck he wasn't, bitch. These fucking dumb bitches, man. I fucking swear to God. They say the dumbest shit, man. Girls are fucking dumb. Not all y'all. You know what I'm saying? But girls on these apps are retarded, man. Even the ones that come to your house, they're dumb. I'm like, why are you coming here? You don't know me. And they'll sit here and tell me about how their favorite thing to watch is some serial killer show. Like, did you not learn? What if I was a killer? I'm not saying I am, but what if I was? You know what I'm saying? You can get killed here. Girls are dumb. They don't meet in public spaces no more. And the ones that do, they're dumb too, because that's all they want to do. They never want to go to your house. If you never want to come to my house, I'm never going. We're making this a whole thing right now, but it's all good. I was like, yo, so I'm laughing with the laughy emojis. Like, yo, you was ready to dismiss me because I don't go to church, but you wed a gay man? That's how you know I was drunk. I said you wed instead of you married. It's like, you wed a gay man. Because in my mind, I was saying it like this. You judge me and you wed a gay man. And she's like, I told you, there's a story. You didn't hear my story. And I was like, you should be careful how you judge people because they don't go to church. That was the end of that. Blocked and never hear from her again. So the moral of that story was single girls, stop being retarded. Y'all dumb. And then y'all be like trying to hold the same candle to us. Like, well, you're single. It's like, lady, please. When a girl says she's single by choice, I never believe it. I was like, no, you're not. You're not single by choice. You think you are, but you're not. Nobody wants to fucking be with you. Hell, I would say men can't be single by choice, but I mean, men are single by choice, but I'm sure there's some guys that say that and they just losers. Some girls just don't like the losers. And I see that too, because guys don't talk to them neither. Like, that guy's a fucking loser. That guy, we see them later down the road, like, doing crimes against people in large numbers, okay? You fill in the blanks. The weirdos of the society. That's like, that's a perfect example. That's like one of them saying, I'm single by choice. It was like, no, you're not, dog. Nobody likes you. But this ain't about them, because I don't know their life. I don't deal in their circles. But I do know about these girls. I'm single by choice. No, you're not. If you're a girl, you're not single by choice. That's the end of that shit. Yeah. Matter of fact, that might be the title of this motherfucking podcast. If you're a girl, you can't be single by choice. And by single, I mean like unmarried. Anyone can have a boyfriend for 4 weeks. Okay, maybe not unmarried. I'll say unmarried, yeah. But even long-term. Long-term monogamy, isn't that what they call it? When you like one person. I'm single by choice. And I've heard girls say that dumb stuff before. And you know what that tells me? See, girls are so stupid. And it's coming all fucked up. I'm saying it like this, but let me go. Men are stupid too. Like, I don't want y'all to think I think they are smart. Men are dumber than girls. Okay? But I ain't talking about them. Y'all could talk about them. Girls are dumb because they say things like, I'm single by choice. And then it's one thing to say it, but they believe it. Instead of them just realizing they're just single all the time. Like me. Girls be like, oh. I was like, yeah, I've had a girlfriend since 2011, 2012. And girls are like, oh my God. I was like, why? What for? Like, where I live, there's women everywhere. If you're a guy, you really don't need to be in a relationship if you live where I live. You just don't. There's girls everywhere. Everywhere. I could go outside right now, I promise you. In 10 minutes, I will see a girl. Might not be the girl I want, but there's girls everywhere where I live. There's no reason. Even Joey Diaz said it. He came and did a comedy show in the city where I live, not Atlanta, Lawrenceville, where I live. He was like, Jesus Christ, there's fucking women everywhere. He's like, if you're a single guy, move there. These girls, though. I'm single by choice. Even the bad. Really? That shit doesn't apply to them. But at least I get why a bad bitch would think that shit. Because she's like, oh, I could get a guy at any point. Because I look nice. It's like, yes, that does help. And that will put you over that will get you where you need to go. But you better look nice. That's why I'm like, all right, maybe they can say that. But not the civilians. They can't say that shit. But they say it. They say that dumb shit. Sorry, y'all. That girl pissed me off. I'm just tired of dumb, stupid shit. Which brings me to my next thing. Giving in. I'm giving in. I'm like, all right, fine. You guys don't want the cool, nice guy. Fine. I was just trying something different. Guess I'll just go back to my old ways of being a ruthless asshole on a rampage. That seemed to work every fucking time. And it's sad because I feel bad when I'm doing it sometimes. Sometimes I don't. I'm like, this is awesome. You could just treat people like shit and get what you want. But that's only to like people you'll never see again. Like if you're on a cruise or a vacation or a cruise. Gotta say that twice because it's two different lives on that boat. So I don't give a fuck life. And I really don't give a fuck life. You know what I'm saying? That's two lives on that boat. You be thinking about doing something one day and you don't do it. But trust, before you get off that boat, that thing that you thought you wanted to do and you didn't do it, you're doing it. You're doing it. That's the really don't give a fuck. That's the shit someone tells you about. Bro, you don't remember? No. Yeah, so after you took those 80 shots, all right, not 80. Let's not exaggerate. We'll say 5. We'll say 5 because 5 shots is a lot for a human to take. Back to back.
What's that? As far as I remember, I was just walking around with cups of liquor.
Yeah, when you walk around with cups of liquor all day, you won't remember shots. But you remember groups of people. And then you remember blurry images. You're like, there was a group of people. Then, shortly after, there was a happier group of people, a partying group. Then there was a wild group of people. The level up of the group of people, those are when the shots were taken. I took many a shots. Because my drink was so strong. I was like, these shots are nothing, man. And then when you're on vacation, your body goes into... I can't explain it. I think only broke niggas could explain it. Or niggas that have been poor in their life. And they have money to spend on a vacation. Your body goes into, especially you're traveling to poor countries too. Your body not only goes into privilege mode, it goes into boss mode. It's like I can do what I want. I can do anything. Now I understand why these people go on vacations and die. They be like, why'd they do that? I'm like, because they thought they fucking could. Have you never been on a vacation?
They were doing it.
There's not been one cruise. I've been on 3 cruises so far. Not one, and I can't swim. There's not been one time I was like, yeah, I could jump in this water and just like swim next to the boat. I really believe that. I don't do it. Because as cocky as I am, there's a humbler deep in there. He's like, nigga, I wish you would, nigga. Kill yourself. Do it. No, I ain't gonna die. You ain't doing it, though. Yeah, you're right. I'm not finna jump in this water. Anybody that been on a cruise with me, there's been a point in that cruise where they caught me staring at water from the edge. Not talking, just... And nigga, I ain't watching the waves because that's all there is for a week. I'm debating. Is today the day the slippers come off? Because you don't wear shoes on the deck. You know what I'm saying? You wear slippers. Is today the day the slippers come off? But I know the real reality. You jump in, you get sucked under the boat, and the propeller chops you up. And the sharks chasing the boat just get rid of you. They don't even see the blood because, like, all the suds from the fan. That's the end of that. They don't be finding people that fall off boats. When's the last time they find somebody that fell off a boat? Well, a couple of weeks ago. When was the time before that? Well, that's how the internet is now. You can't say shit. They got everything that you thought wouldn't happen. Nigga, that can never happen. Well, actually, there's always some type of loophole, too. It'll be like, the bitch fell off the boat, but she had a life jacket on. And she was like captain of the swim team 90 years in a row. Or, 20 years in a row. I was like, yeah, I bet she did swim against the currents and stay out of the fans' way. But what about the Peter Griffin looking guy? We never heard from him again. the wheel's turning now. The wheels are turning. What else happened? What else happened? Let me not talk about me. Let me talk about something that happened in the world. Actually, that's not gonna cut it. I'm not like that. I'm like, nah, we're gonna talk about me because that's how I am. Yeah. Unless I seen something. Oh, well. I could talk about the UFC. Oh, actually, I will talk about it. Nigga, I almost had all the 5 bets. One fight was lost. The fucking main event. That's what you get for being a bad bitch that's in the UFC. Because there's only... And when I say bad bitch, these are the standards of fighting women, okay? I'm not saying, like, the girl down the street next to the dumpster. And you're like, why is she over there? Like, she doesn't have to be homeless. She could definitely kick it at my crib for, like, a couple of days, get a good meal and a hot shower. Oh, boy, let me tell you. I've had my fair share of homeless. I'm talking about double digits. Now, I know when you guys hear homeless, what about the UFC fight? What about it? We're on a new subject. I know when you guys hear homeless, you think like the lady in Home Alone that fed the birds, that type of look. Not where I live. Not Lawrenceville, Georgia. Or Atlanta. Whereas where I took my homeless. I was like, what guy killed homeless people? The Iceman? Someone was killing homeless people. I was that guy of homeless bitches for a while, yo. Hold on. I remember, oh, okay, I'll give a homeless. Well, let me tell you about the homeless. Let me tell you about the homeless details, and then I'll give you an example of the escapade. Anyway, so down here in Georgia, like, bitches will just be homeless for no reason, like, no reason at all. Well, not one they explained to me. And they be bad as fuck, like that one. Let's see if I could pull it up. Oh yeah, that'd be great for the podcast. Not good for my Google search. Big booty homeless. That's not good. Where's the girl? This bitch right here. All right, y'all. Hold on. Let me see if I get this bitch up here. Why do you refer to women like that? Because I want to. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me. I'm on one man band, man. Whatever. All right. All right. Okay, so check this out. This is the homeless. This is an example of what I mean by homeless chick. Now, I ain't never pulled a bitch sleeping outside visually. You know what I'm saying? She might have had a story or two of how it happened. but I ain't never. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I mean. This is an example of what I mean when I say bitches be homeless around where I live, looking straight. Now that bitch looked fucked up, but see, unlike the girl in the text earlier, I don't judge people. I see them for what they are. You know what I'm saying? So it be a bitch of that quality. I don't know why that shit didn't show the whole thing. That bitch had a fat ass. And they'll be in places where you're at, whether it be like a pool, like it'd be hot, the pool area, the lake, you know what I'm saying? Where these bitches? A basketball court, a park, a gym, somehow. I guess these are places they could shower up at. Anyway. Or a gas station, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking about Quick Trip. I'm talking about Texaco. You know what I'm saying? You can find you a bad homeless bitch at Texaco. So you see these hoes. Fuck it, I'll give an example. I'll give two. I remember one time I was on Campbellton Road, right? In Atlanta, right? Working at this Subway, right? Somehow this bitch came in here. And she was just sitting at the table and shit. And yo, this bitch was fine as fuck. And she had these giant titties. And she had a fat ass. This bitch was right, son. And I'm like, why is she sitting here? And you know me. You know what I'm saying? Young game spitter. Homeless bitch hitter. I'm over there doing my thing. And like, she's explaining to me, like, she's like, oh, like, actually, there was a lot of action on Campbellton Road. But that's another podcast. Like, oh. She explained to me, she's like, oh, like, I don't know where to go. Like, I'm just out here, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure out this, that, and the third. And I'm like, oh, fuck this shit. As soon as she told me that shit, I was like, yo, it's on, son. So I'm like, you know, chit-chatting with her and shit. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Like, I stay in Gwinnett. And then, like, if you're a ghetto bitch from Atlanta, when you hear Gwinnett, your eyes light up. Like, because they think it's, like, all type of luxury or some shit. Just like when I lived in New York. When I stayed in New York, when people hear Long Island, they're like, oh. It's like, no, nigga. Just because one part has something, it's not, But anyway, this bitch is like, oh, Gwinnett, oh, wow, it's nice up there. I was like, oh, yeah. So now I'm playing it up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I stay in Lawrencevillain. I'm just saying, I'm like, oh, you're like, what are you finna do? She's like, oh, like, I don't know what I'm finna do. I'm just out here. So you ain't got no plan? Nah. Oh, shit, man. Yo, when I get off, you know what I'm saying? Let's just ride, you know what I'm saying? Just hop in the car. Once I close up, you just wait in the car. Of course, I pull the car to the front so I can see it through the glass front. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, man, took this girl home. Did whatever I wanted, man. Fucking gave that bitch a shower and some food and shit. Bitch was happy as hell. And she was bad as fuck. And I'm just sitting here like, how are you homeless? And she's talking about how she would like trick off and shit. I was just like, what a loser. You don't even have kids. You have no excuse. Fucking loser. That bitch was right. But now that makes me think to a bitch earlier than her. Oh man, I wish Smitty and my nigga Come By was here to hear this story. Cause that was another place. Cause when I was young, like 18 and shit, like I used to rap and shit. So I used to go to all these open mics and shit. So we went to one in Athens. Let me tell you right now, you go to Athens, Georgia, you are almost guaranteed pussy unless you're a fucking loser. Dog, I get pussy every time I step foot in Athens, man. And I want some pussy, dog. If I want some pussy and I'm in Athens, I'm getting that shit, dog. I run through that motherfucker. I done fuck so many hoes at Athens. Could be because I don't live there. I don't know. It's like a college town, too. And I ain't fuck not nail one college bitch. You feel me? That's how I know this town is. It's something about Athens, man. Something about want to go to Athens. Something about want to go. It always jumps off. this particular time, man, this girl, she was ghetto as fuck too, right? So we're performing and shit, and then like her group girls would perform. It's funny because she went to the bathroom and shit, and she came back and she was on stage like hyping up her rapper or whatever, but like she was like being a hype. I don't know. She was like in their squad. I was like, yo, this bitch got toilet paper on her shoe, son. I was like, this bitch up here looking like a mummy, and I'm like, Imhotep. Like from the mummy, because that's what they were saying. Next thing you know, me spinning come by, we're just like Imhotep. To the point where even when I get this bitch number eventually, I save her on the phone as Imhotep. You know what I'm saying? Because she's a mummy. And eventually someone tells her, like, oh, there's like toilet paper on your shoe and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, boom, we win the competition, of course. Thus, the thoughts. Let me tell you, man, there's plenty of fucking groupies. I don't give a fuck if I go on BET's Unsung. I was out there doing my thing, winning comps, and getting hoes, nigga, for it. Fucking, that's what I mean. Girls are dumb. I mean, it's a smart move. Try to latch on to something that you think's finna jump, but boy. Anyway. Yo, like, kicked it with this. I mean, like, got her number, started chit-chatting with her. I was like, yo, I'm finna, like, pick you up and shit. Yeah, I pick her up. Like, she's, like, getting kicked out. I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, oh, you're taking her? I was like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, nigga, we going to chill, like. And they're like taking pictures of my license plate and shit. And I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? She's like, get out of here. Dog, I'm like 18, 19. I'm like, let's roll, son. You know how girls stayed at my house for like a week, yo. Granted, that bitch was cleaning everything. I was like, bitch, when I leave, you better clean this motherfucker. But that bitch, I'm going to keep it real. She wasn't fine like that. Her hair was fucked up. It was funny, too, because, like, she had a big mouth, though. Big lips, big mouth. She had fat ass, too. Almost all the stories I tell you with a girl, the girl got a fat ass. I fuck bitches that got fat asses. But it's funny. She had these fucking marks on her. I was like, what the fuck is that shit? And she was like, my ex-boyfriend. He used to burn me with cigarettes. I was like, you're an idiot. And, you know, she just had to endure it. Because she was homeless. But, of course, I provide a good time, you know what I'm saying? Food and movies and showers and stuff and drink and smoke. You know, it'd be a cool little getaway. They'd be like, oh, this is awesome. Then they got to go back to their real life, which is how I know I'll see them again. You know, a couple weeks later, I might be like, yo, what's good? What are you doing? Nothing. Under the bridge. Oh, okay, cool. That same bridge right there at Jimmy Carter. All right. I'm going to pull up. I'm going to have my hazards on. And tell your friends, no, I'm not taking them nowhere. Not to the gas station. None. Just get in the car, grab your cart, put it in the trunk.
You can't bring that bag of bottles.
Homeless bitches. Them are those you can run a train on, too. We going there. I mean, one time. This is the last story, too, because I'm over my 30. Yo, it was snowing, son. I snatched the snowy homeless bitch. This bitch was walking with, like a sweater and, like, leggings and shit. I'm like, what the fuck, fat ass, though. Cute, too. She was a little cute bitch. Nice titties, all that. She was a little nice bitch. She had a big, big weave, though. That's how I knew she was a person, not a tree. The fucking snow, she was just like standing and walking and shit. I took my nigga to probation. He had to go probation. I guess she was on probation, and she was leaving the thing. And I was like, yo, son, like, yo, what's good? You know, I'm doing my thing. I was like, yeah, get in the car and shit. Like, we got heat and shit. And then we get in the car, you know, shit starts defrosting. I was like, oh shit, she's not a monster. She's like cute and shit. I was like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, let's go chill. Bro, that's when that Pineapple 211 came out. Boy stuff. So I'm going to leave off on that, you know what I'm saying? Like, homeless. Homeless bitches. Don't sleep on them, you know what I'm saying? They ain't got to be in the shelter and fucked up and shit. They don't look like the Home Alone lady. I mean, they just look like a bitch that ain't got a home right now. But that body.